Hi, this is Savannah from Scrapbook Mania, and today I'm going to create a layout using those paper dolls that I created on my last video. And this doll was created with a pattern by Gabrielle Pollaco. And I do have the video prior to this has the steps how to create this doll. And I also will put the link of the video, of her video on this doll. And I also put the link of my video because I tend to create the doll and then I place it on my layout. She shows you how to create the doll on the layout itself using a lot of decoupage and gluing it down. So you can watch both videos, and I'll put the link for that. This doll was created with this paper pad, this Oxford basic grade paper pad, and I really like these small paper pads for this technique for creating paper dolls. And you can get a lot of different patterns for a good price. This one I bought at Tuesday Morning for $1.99. So I'm going to be using some more of these or some of the scraps to kind of layer my layout. I'm also using this paper, Antiquities by Donna Salazar. This is another paper pad that I bought at Tuesday Morning. It's out of print probably. It's out of stock. It's an old paper. But you can find a similar paper, ledger paper, any kind like that will work great with this layout if you want to follow along. And then it has a ledger on the back of this paper, so it's double-sided. And another thing that I'm going to be using for this layout is a book, another book that I found that was Sinspiration, Letter and Patterning by Joanne Fink. And what attracted me to this book is this alphabet. Look how gorgeous those alphabets. And I think it's going to be this alphabet's going to be great for this layout. And I think I'm going to color them in as well. So this book has step by step. You got step 1, step 2, step 3. I think it's a very good book. She also have example here. And actually I can tell you it's a very good book. I know it's a very good book because it really gives you step by step how to create all those patterns. Look how beautiful. She also goes into creating how to create frames and embellish frames. Look at that. That will be beautiful on a layout. Live with promise, love with passion, laugh with pleasure. And you know what? I think I will like that on here. That will look very nice here. So I'm going to try to see if I can do that with this fancy script on this layout. And then see how she creates the lettering. I mean, it is so beautiful. Here's some more. Here she takes you step by step. And the beginning of the book has like step 1, simple embellishment, then you embellish it more, and even more. And then she gives you right here step 1, and then step 2, step 3, more, and you keep embellishing. So I really like this book. I think it was a good investment. I got it for less than $20 at Amazon. I'm not sure. It's $16.99 is the price of the book, but in Amazon I think I got it for less than that. And it's a very nice book. So I'm going to use that for my inspiration. I think I already like that saying right here. I'm going to put that here. So let me go ahead and get started. Okay, I'm going to show you how to create these little ribbon flowers made out of paper. These are going to be for her hair and for around the page. See how pretty that will look actually there. I'll probably make a smaller one to put around her hair, around the layout. So let me show you how to create them. So you just need some strip of paper, and these are about 1/4 inch, and this one's 1/2 inch. So just strip of papers, and then you're going to need to mist them. So I'm going to take them out to the side. I'm going to getting them a little wet. Okay, just getting them a little wet. And what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and take about 1 inch, and you start 1 inch in, and you're going to fold down at a 45-degree angle. Then you're going to fold again, and you're going to fold again. That creates your bud. Then you're going to fold outward and then start twirling your rose, and I fold out at a 45-degree angle and then swirl out. And it doesn't have to be perfect. As you can see here, by no means my rose is going to be perfect. And what I got the idea with, we could make it out of ribbon, but I say I can probably do the same thing with paper. And see, notice that I'm kind of holding it between my fingers and then rolling, because I don't want it to kind of get misshapen. So I'll hold it between my fingers and then roll. I fold again 45 degrees and roll around, and then another 45 degrees. And I think I like that small paper. And the good thing about having it a little wet is like you can crumble it a little bit. And I'll put a little bit of glue right here. Okay. Put a bit of glue right here. I just fold it back, and there's one of my roses, and then I'm just going to cut the excess off, because we really want to get it a little flat. And then just bring that there. And I think this little rosette will be perfect for her hair right here. Okay. And then I'm going to continue doing some more of that, all these kind of rosettes for the whole entire page. So let me go ahead and continue rolling out my rosette. So basically, you're just going to follow the same technique as a ribbon rose. So see how these flowers are coming out? They're kind of cute. We'll put these throughout the whole layout. So let me go ahead and create some more of these, and I shall be back. And I created some little ones for her hair and for her waist. And this is a great technique to use your scraps. You can create tiny little roses with just little pieces of paper. Now I'm going to use this Bow Bunny hexagon background stamp, and it's the Geometrics by Bow Bunny. And I'm just going to stamp around the doll. So I'm going to stamp around, giving her an outline, as you can see there. And then I'm just using a faint color. I'm using Going Gray by Stampin' Up, because I really didn't want a really dark color. I just wanted a faint background. And then I'm going to use this swirl, and this swirl is from Stupendous stamp, and it's the Dahlia, the big jumbo Dahlia stamp. So I'm using that to kind of put swirls around my page. So now I'm ready to kind of get some of my scraps of paper, and I inking the edges, and then I'm putting another piece of scrap that was left over from the pieces from her dress, and I'm using that on the background of this paper. Now the cream color paper is actually basic gray, and it's an old piece of paper that I bought some time ago. Now I'm going to use that saying that says, live with promise, love with pleasure, passion, love with passion, and laugh with pleasure. So that's going to go right there on the left hand side of my layout. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to trace out where my mat is, so that way I can make sure that when I write my letters, I'm not going to put it underneath the mat. So here I'm just writing out the letters, and now I'm just tracing it with my marker. Now this is a Martha Stewart 0.05, I believe, or 0.5. And I'm referring back to the book frequently in order to figure out the shapes of my letters. So you're basically just gonna make a lot of lines, and then you're gonna create some doodling circles or stripes, or even different shape between those lines. So you're basically just doodling around your letter. So I'm going to continue doing that, and here I'm at the end, so I finished doing my whole phrase.
So now I'm making sure that everything is gonna fit well before I color my letter. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay down the mat, and sorry that I'm shaking the camera. I just hit the camera by accident or the tripod. So here I'm gonna lay my doll down, and I'm making sure that I'm putting glue not where the photo mat is. I'm just putting glue around the side. So here I'm just picking some of my markers. So I'm actually using some big markers to create the same effect like Copic markers, and they work pretty well. So what you do is you start with a light color first, then you come in with a darker color on the edges, and then you can go back with the lighter color to blend everything in. And also I'm also using an alcohol blending solution in this pen. This is the pen that you can buy close to where Tim Holtz products are in your scrapbooking store, and it's a refillable pen. You put blending solution in the chamber, and it helps to blend these markers, and also it removes color, or not remove it, it moves the color a little bit and helps blend all the colors together. So now I'm putting some stitch line around my mat just to give it a little more definition. And then I'm taking that gray big marker and I'm using it to outline the doll to give it a shadow effect. And it really looks very nice once I did that. And then I decided I'm going to do the same thing to all of my letters. So I'm just putting an outline around my letters, just kind of figure out where the shadow will be if the light was shining from the right. So that's where I'm putting my gray marker. So here I'm just placing some of those embellishments, those flowers. I'll put the link on how to create those flowers. Those flowers are created with the Donna Salazar Spellbinder flowers, and I really love that die. So it needed some definition on the edges, so I went back with my gray big marker and created the stripe on the edges. And then it needed a little bit of glitter, so I went ahead and got my nail polish, glitter nail polish, and just putting a little bit of sparkle on all my flowers. And I'm drawing in the ballerina shoes. So here I'm going to give you a close-up look at the layout in a second, but what I want to show you is that you can easily fit a picture underneath the doll. So I left room that you can slip it in pretty nicely. And then I'm just showing you the lettering that I created just by following the example of the book. And this is the first time I did this. I didn't do any practice or anything. I just went with it. So I think it's gonna even look even better as I practice more doing these kind of lettering, and also using my big markers. So here is a close-up look of my layout. So there's my doll with the little tiny sweet little rose and her bouquet. And then here are my other dolls. And as you notice, I didn't do a lot of layering because it just needed to be a little simple there. Especially I wanted to give emphasis to my words and my lettering and my doll. So I hope you liked the tutorial. Thank you for watching. Bye now.